So I guess let's go ahead and start working with this page and getting this fixed up and assigning some content to it, some data from the back end. So this back button is already set to navigate back, so it's good. I'm going to disable the Android back button as I'm trying to do on every page because I don't want that to be something that's set up there. Now that's up to you whether you want that to be available to them or not, but I'm going to have it disabled. And then I'm going to change this. And let's do, okay. And let me jump back over here real quick. Just want to take a look at a couple things here. So I'm going with that blue. So let's grab this color here so I can plug that in. Let's see here. Let's change that color. Okay, all right, so let's see. I think I want this to be, let's do, have that as a list of orders listed from newest, well actually we'll probably do oldest to newest, of orders that have come in for this user's market. And obviously this is blown way out of proportion here. It's way too big. So let's drop that down. Just go ahead and fix all the problems with this layout here real quick. Okay. All right, so let's see. What do we want to do with these buttons up here? I think this one, do this as the number of market items that they currently have listed. And let's just do that. Oops. All right, and then let's see, what do we want to do down here? Let's see what we want to do with these other options here. I think for this one, I'm just going to change the title there. Actually, yeah, we're just going to leave it as total sales. That'll be fine. Yeah, let's see. Let's do items sold. I don't really care about the icon. I'll just leave it the way it is. And then we'll just leave that the way it is as well. Okay, so need to go in here in the back end real quick. Got our market items. Let's go ahead and do another sub collection under the user markets. And let's plug some data in here real quick. Oops. What was it typing? Trying to decide if I want to do this as a multi-item thing with like a shopping cart, or I want to do it more along the lines of, yeah, we're not going to do a shopping cart for this. We're going to do this more like an individual type thing where a person would just order an item individually. So just do a single item reference. And let's see, I'm going to do set that as a true false. I think that'll be good for right now. I'll go ahead and move forward with it. I'm going to go into user markets here, and I'm going to add some stuff. I'm going to add my customer count here, keep up with it in the actual market. And we'll just set that as an integer. And we'll also set our, well, I don't know if I want to grab my order count from here or not. I'll go back over here real quick. Items sold. Yeah, we'll keep up with that in user markets as well. So that is an integer. And then what was the other thing I got here? Number of customers. Items sold, items for sale, sales and customers. All right, got customer count. So we'll do total sales. And we'll set that as a double. All right, so I can grab that information from there. So let's see here. So I do want to, I've got passing my user market reference to this page. I do want to query that, some document from reference, and we will query the market, user markets, and we'll grab that page parameter to query that so that we can plug in some of that data that I just built in the back end. So we will do, go ahead and grab total sales value here. We'll go to our user markets documents and total sales. We'll set our number format to a decimal, and I'm going to set it to period for decimal, and I am going to add currency, which would be $, for where I'm at. And then if nothing's been sold, we'll have the default variable set to 0. It's a little big still, so I'm actually going to drop that down a little bit. And then I can auto size that if it does get too big, so I think I will do that. Let's go ahead and set auto size, that way it keeps it on that one line there. Make it look a little cleaner. I'll go ahead and change the font size for all of this and set it to auto size as well. It's getting just a little laggy on me, so I'm probably gonna have to refresh the page real quick. Oops. Yeah, I'm gonna do a refresh. It's about to drive me nuts here. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and refresh that. All right. And then we can plug in, let's see, total items sold, so we can grab that from our market reference as well. And I'm going to set that to compact, and then I'll set this to 0. And then we'll do our customer count. Which, you know what, I actually think I'm going to do that a little differently. And I'll explain why in just a second. So I'm going to go back to user markets. I'm going to go to my customer count. And I'm actually going to delete that. I don't want that. And I'm going to do a customer's reference. And I'm going to set that to a list and reference users. And the reason I'm going to do that is because if I had left it as a add increase by one integer without any way of identifying who the user is, then anytime that customer places an order, it will increase the customer count by one. So I could have just one customer, but show that I have 10 customers, because every time that one customer placed an order, it would increase that if I was doing that previous data field as an integer, because there's no way to define in this field when a customer places an order whether the customer has placed an order previously. But by setting it to a list data field for to referencing the users, then I can set a conditional in the action when the customer places an order, indicating whether they've already placed an order in the past or if they are a new customer. That way I can increase or decrease this number accordingly. So I'm going to go in here and set that user market. So I'm going to go down to my customer reference list, and I'm going to set that to number of items. And of course I'll do number format and do that as compact as well, and then set that to 0 in my default. All right, that looks good. Now I am gonna do a little bit of elevation on this, just to make it stand out just a little bit. There we go. I guess I'll do it to this one as well. All right, that looks good. Okay, so now I've got that taken care of. So now I want to go ahead and query this, get this going. So I'll do my list view, and I'm going to do a backend query, and I'm going to query collection, and I'm going to query customer orders. And of course, I'll set the value source from a variable, and I will set that to my user market document, because that's the parent document for this sub collection. So we'll go down here to the reference, and I'll do a list of documents, and I'm going to actually limit how many show up. Instead of doing an infinite scroll, I'm going to actually limit the query, which essentially, if I were designing this app for real world use, would force the market owner to go through these and fulfill these orders before more orders show up. So it kind of keeps the market owner engaged with making sure they're closing out orders instead of listing everything all at one time. So we'll just set that to 30. And then I'm going to set order fulfilled equal to false. And then I'm going to order by date ordered, and then I will set that to increasing so the oldest ones show up first, and that'll work. Okay. So that should do what I wanted to do there. All right, so I'm going to go back over here real quick. I'm going to look at my customer orders, my item reference, and I got my customer reference. So I'm going to go back over here. I want to reference my customer name, and I also want to reference my item name and maybe a date of when it was ordered. So let's yeah, I don't want to do this. I guess just grab the row. And I'm going to do a backend query, and I'm going to do document from reference, and I guess I'll just set this to the item, since I'm going to encompass a couple of things on both sides of the row. So I'll do the market items sub here, and then the variable, I'll go into the customer orders document and set that to the item reference. So now I'm getting information about that item pulled in here. And then of course, like I said, I want to set something having to do with the customer. So I'm going to go into the column and do another backend query document from reference, and I will set that to users, and then I'll go into the customer orders document, and I will set that to the customer reference. So now I'm getting customer information as well. So now I can set this. I'll set that as the item title. So market item sub. So we'll set that to the title of the item. And we'll set this as, I'm going to do kind of an indicator here. So I'm going to do a combined text. And I'm just going to set it like this so we can indicate who that user is. And then we can go to our users document that we're referencing. I'll do the display name. Or did I do username when I built this? No, I don't think I did. Okay. So yeah, we'll just leave it as display name. And then we can put the order value here, which would be customer order. I'm sorry, no, it'd be market item, and it'd be price. And I'll do number format, decimal, period, and $. So that way we've got the price of the item there. I did want to plug in the date somewhere. I don't really want this to be terribly blown up here. Let me just duplicate. I think I'll actually move that up top, and then we'll take this, just remove it, and then we'll plug in the customer order, and we'll do the date ordered. And I'm going to do date time format, and we'll just do relative on that. Okay, that should work. And then the container, let's see, I might set a little bit of elevation here, see how that looks. Yeah, kind of makes it pop out just a little bit. All right, so that'll work for that. So that'll give me my customer orders. It's very generic, obviously, but I think that'll be good there. All right, so now we need to start attaching data to all of this, where these go and what they do. And we also need to enable the user to be able to actually edit their marketplace, which I think I'll do that up here in the tab bar. I thought I turned dark mode off, I guess not. All right, so I'm gonna go down here and grab an icon button and put it up here. Still doing that thing. Put it over on the right side. And then I'm just going to do an edit button of some kind. Probably make that a little bit smaller. That'll work. Okay, so we've got the my market dashboard set up now. So now we can start working with this stuff and kind of see what we need to do to fulfill all this information, and start plugging in different pages here. Okay, so we will we'll go ahead and start up here and work our way down the entire page. So we're going to start with the edit button for editing their the user's market page that would be public to other users. Now, this my market dashboard will not be visible to the user unless they first created their market, and so when they get to this point, this edit button will bring them to their public market page with data already present that they've already filled in. And so this is providing the capability to edit that page rather than create that page, because the creation of the market took place in another step before they were given access to this page. So very first thing we want to do then is go ahead and set up an editable page that will only be visible to the authenticated user. We'll we're actually going to use a different page for the public marketplace. Now we could use the same page and use conditional visibility to hide and reveal certain aspects of the marketplace page, but we're going to do two separate pages for this tutorial. All right, so let's go ahead and create a page then for the authenticated user to be able to edit that. And I'm just going to do a pre-made here for their market. Let's see what looks good. So I think I'm going to use this one, the movie details page, and then I'm going to format it to kind of fit with what I'm wanting to do here. So we'll title this Edit Marketplace. All right, so let's go ahead over here to our pages and get it back up here into the user pages. It's all nice and organized. And then let's go back to our market dashboard here and go ahead and set our navigation action to the Edit Marketplace. Leave back nav turned on. And do a slide left action on it. And then we're going to define a parameter to pass over there, and we'll pass our market reference here. And then we'll go ahead and pass that. And we'll grab our user market document reference here. All right, so now we're passing that over, so we're good to go there. So let's go ahead and jump back over to the Edit Marketplace. And just make sure that this is set to navigate back. And we don't need that because we're editing here, so we'll get rid of that. And let me go ahead and query document from reference that user market. I just passed in here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to bring that back. Whoops, I'm going to have to redo that. And do my document from reference query again. And I'm actually going to set this as like an update action for the photo. Okay, that'll work. And then let's go ahead and set this image here. Don't want it as an asset. We do want to do network. And our path is going to be our user markets document, and then it's going to be our market photo. And since it just dumped that, let me go and get a filler image real quick from my Firestore. Looks like I don't have Firebase open for some reason. Just a second. Try and get this pulled up real quick. Shoot. Looks like I'm logged in. All right, pause the video so you don't have to sit here and listen to me talk to myself. Okay, now I've got a filler photo, so I'm going to put that in the default variable value. All right, that should work. A little bit blown up like that. Okay, so that's set there. So let's go ahead and add an action here to upload a photo. So we're going to do upload data, and then we're going to do upload save media. Firebase, I'm going to allow photo. We're only going to do gallery. Single image, show the snack bar. And then let's go ahead and add an additional action to go ahead and update the document. So the user market document reference. And then we'll slap that, where's that market photo in here, and we'll set that to the uploaded photo video. So that'll change that immediately there without having to tap a save button. All right, so let's tone this down some. It's way too big. Maybe okay. I'll go with 22, and we'll go ahead and set that as a marketplace name. And then let's see here. I'm going to hold on. Get rid of that entirely. I don't want that. And I'm gonna get rid of. Actually, let's just change this. I'm gonna change it to market stats. Which, you know, there's really no reason for that to be there, quite honestly, because this is the editing section, and none of this is going to be editable by the authenticated user. This will be presented to the end user. So yeah, I'm just going to get rid of all that. There's no reason to have any of that in there. All right. So let's just go ahead and get rid of all that there. And then let's just do about market, and then we can put their market description in here. And we can get rid of this as well. Don't need that. Okay. Turn that off for a second so I can deal with all this down through here. And I am going to so we need to, first of all, we need to plug some edit options in here. So we're gonna take that down even further there. And then I'm gonna do just gonna do an icon, and I'm going to put that at the very end, and just copy that, and I'm gonna drop that in. I don't want it in the column here. I just need a row. I don't think there's a row in here. No. Okay. So let's grab a row real quick, and let's put it in here, and put this in the row, and then paste that icon and end to end. Okay. And I'll probably just leave those as setting wheels, so that'll be fine. And then something else I wanted to do down here. Let's see here. So I think what I'm going to do here actually is I'm going to bump this down and fill in some stuff up top that needs to be taken care of. So I'm going to just drop that way down a little ways so I can work with that. And I need to actually go back to my user market and see what I've got here. So I don't have anything for payment options. So let's do, we're just going to do, stuff that they can plug in themselves. We're going to do PayPal. And we'll set that as a true false, and then we'll do as their payment address there. And then we'll do Cash App accepted, and also the Cash App address. And then we'll just do cash accepted, which we don't need anything further for that. All right, and then I also want to allow them to change the colors. And let's see, I think I'm gonna set this. Let's just do this. that and set it as a color, and then theme 2. So that is a color as well. All right, so let's go back over here, and then I need to plug in, so and give them the ability to select what kind of payment methods they want to use. So we're just going to do a row, and let's move that down in a little bit, and put some text in there, and we'll do payment options. And then we'll do another row. Let's move that down further. And we'll put PayPal in there. That's that. And let's see here. I need a, there it is. Let's actually move this in quite a bit here. All right, and then I'm going to go down here and put a text widget in here, or a text field widget. And let's set the hint value to and let's do an outline on that. And we'll do border color. And I'll just do, let's just set it as informational. It'll work. And round those edges a little bit and move that down slightly. Let's see what else. Yeah, we want autofocus turned off. We do want it as a text. Actually be a URL technically, so we'll leave it as that. And we'll have the clear. It's not showing up there. Let's set that. Oops, it's not going to work. All right. Okay. So we'll do that, and then we'll let's set this. Let's go ahead and change the switch. We'll indicate that's PayPal switch, and let's turn that off, and then set the conditional visibility to only show up if that's turned on. So go widget state and switch PayPal value as true, and then let's go ahead and duplicate that so I don't have to remake it, and put it down here, and then we'll select Cash App. I'll change the switch value to Cash App. And we'll change this to Cash App. Which probably actually do Cash App username. All right, so do that. And then we want to obviously, we need to change that to text. And then we will set the conditional on that to reference the correct switch field here. And we do need to set our column to be scrollable again. All right, and then we'll do one for cache, which obviously won't have a data field. Okay, so that'll work there. So let's do this real quick here. So let's make that entire column. Let's bring that 24 up so it's not sitting right there in the bottom. Okay. All right, so I got that in there, and then let's want to do the theme colors. So I think the way we'll do this then is we're going to grab this, we're going to duplicate that, we're going to drag that down here. And then let's do a row.